From the national newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Rebo. Liberal MPs are meeting in Ottawa today for the first time since Prime Minister Justin Trudeau announced he will step down from the leadership he has held for nearly a dozen years.
The National Caucus meeting was originally set to last 6 hours to give MPs the chance to discuss Trudeau's previous refusal to resign. Now the focus will be on next steps for the party, beginning with a national search for a leader who can hold their own against a popular opponent, Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre. Some from the party caucus, including cabinet ministers Jonathan Wilkinson, Stephen McKinnon, and Karina Gould, are fielding calls from members of the party rank and file and seriously considering leadership bids. Rob Westgate, The Canadian Press.
Prime Minister Trudeau says there isn't a snowball's chance in hell that Canada would become part of the U.S. He's called an in-person meeting with premiers in Ottawa next week to address Canada's relationship with the U.S. after Donald Trump said yesterday he would use economic force against Canada and even mused about erasing the international border. Mark Brawley, an American-Canadian professor of international relations at McGill University, says this isn't the first time trade, tariffs, and annexation are being spoken about in the context of U.S.-Canada relations.
The whole idea that Canada would be a single state in the U.S. or that the U.S. wants Canada to be a state is kind of preposterous.
Ontario Premier Doug Ford has warned he'll retaliate if Trump follows through with his threats of tariffs, suggesting the province could cut energy exports stateside. Prime Minister Trudeau's office says he will attend the state funeral tomorrow of former U.S. President Jimmy Carter in Washington, D.C. America's 39th president died December 29th at age 100. Carter's remains were flown from his native Georgia to Washington yesterday, where Vice President Kamala Harris and members of Congress honored Carter in the U.S. Capitol Rotunda, where his body lies in state through today. A second fast-moving wildfire has broken out northeast of Los Angeles, just hours after another blaze tore through the city's affluent Pacific Palisades neighborhood. The Palisades fire started yesterday morning, whipped by extreme Santa Ana winds, and is still burning out of control. It's already destroyed many homes, and tens of thousands of residents are under evacuation orders. 40 kilometers to the east, another fire near Pasadena spread rapidly last night. This woman had to go pick up her mother at a nursing home at risk.
It's been a little crazy because there have been a lot of people and there was almost no notice because the fire's so close to the facility. So they were just getting people out as fast as they could.
Those fires in the LA area have forced the cancellation of this morning's in-person announcement of nominations for the Screen Actors Guild Awards. Instead, the nominations will be announced by press release. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, Winnipeg Jets goalie Connor Hellebuyck recorded his 300th NHL career win with a 5-2 win over the Nashville Predators. A Matthew Nyes goal in the third period snapped a tie and lifted the visiting Toronto Maple Leafs to a 3-2 victory over the Philadelphia Flyers. The Leafs won their fifth in a row. Connor McDavid ended his 7-game goalless drought, and the visiting Edmonton Oilers won their fourth straight with a 4-0 win over Boston. Patrick Kane scored in overtime as Detroit beat Ottawa 3-2, and it was the Calgary Flames getting a goal in overtime from Jonathan Huberdeau that helped them win 3-2 over the Anaheim Ducks. And there are reports Justin Verlander and the San Francisco Giants have agreed to a one-year, $15 million contract. A person tells the AP the deal is pending a physical. This would be the 20th Major League season for Verlander, a three-time AL Cy Young Award winner who turns 42 next month. From the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Rebo.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.